The war in Ukraine continues to escalate with significant developments that could change the course of the conflict. Here's your daily strat update. Ukrainian long-range strikes against Russian military targets within Russia's rear are crucial for degrading Russian military capabilities across the theater. Despite the redeployment of Russian aircraft away from bases within range of Western-provided weapons, there remain over 200 military and paramilitary objects that Ukraine could strike if restrictions on the use of Western weapons were lifted. These targets include bases, logistics centers, and communication stations, all critical to Russia's war effort. Such strikes could force Russia to reconfigure its assets, straining its logistics and operations. Recent successful Ukrainian strikes with domestically produced precision weapons demonstrate Ukraine's need for continued deep strike capabilities. Ukrainian strikes have already pushed the Russian Black Sea Fleet out of the Western Black Sea and forced Russia to consider a moratorium on attacking Ukraine's energy infrastructure. These attacks have also targeted Russian oil refineries and ammunition depots, further disrupting Russian operations. Lifting restrictions on Western-provided weapons would enhance Ukraine's ability to strike key Russian military targets, potentially leading to significant operational impacts on the battlefield. Ukrainian forces continued offensive operations in Kursk Oblast on August 24th, aiming to disrupt Russian efforts to encircle Sumy Oblast. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky described this operation as a spoiling attack that prevented Russian forces from opening a new front in Sumy Oblast. This Ukrainian advance has forced Russian forces to redeploy elements from other fronts, stretching their resources thinner across the entire theater. Despite ongoing fighting, neither side made significant advances in the region, indicating a stalemate in this area of operations. Satellite imagery from August 14th and 18th shows that Russian forces are rapidly constructing defensive lines south and southwest of Kurchatov in Kursk Oblast. These fortifications include trench lines and defensive positions, some concealed within windbreaks to evade satellite detection. This defensive buildup reflects Russia's anticipation of further Ukrainian incursions into the region. However, the effectiveness of these defenses remains uncertain, as Ukrainian forces continue to exert pressure on Russian positions in Kursk Oblast. On August 24th, Ukraine and Russia conducted their first prisoner of war exchange since the Ukrainian incursion into Kursk Oblast. Each side returned 115 prisoners, with Ukraine primarily recovering service members who fought in Mariupol. Russian sources claim that many of the Russian prisoners were conscripts captured during the recent Ukrainian offensive. The exchange was mediated by the United Arab Emirates and occurred at a border checkpoint in Belarus, marking a significant diplomatic development amid ongoing hostilities. Russian forces recently advanced near Toretsk and Pokrovsk amid ongoing offensive operations. Geolocated footage from August 21st and 24th indicates that Russian troops have moved into eastern Toretsk and southeast of Pokrovsk. Despite these gains, the front line remains fluid, and further Russian advances in the area are unconfirmed. Elements of the Russian 9th Motorized Rifle Brigade and the 1st Donetsk People's Republic Army Corps are reportedly leading these operations, attempting to consolidate control over strategic locations. On the night of August 23rd to 24th, Russian forces launched limited missile strikes against southern Ukraine. 4 Kh-22 cruise missiles targeted Snake Island in the northwestern Black Sea, while unconfirmed reports suggest that additional Onyx cruise missiles were fired at Odessa Oblast. These strikes are part of Russia's broader campaign to degrade Ukrainian military and civilian infrastructure in the rear and along the front line, though their overall impact remains limited. Ukrainian air defenses continue to intercept a significant portion of Russian missiles,